pouring your heart into it. Hi, my name is Fong Chuan. Welcome to another Make More Mind Bites. Now, the CEO of Starbucks once said, pour your heart into it. Pouring your heart into everything that you do almost guarantees that you'll always have a great result and you'll be happy with whatever you do because your heart is fully into it. Now, every time I think about that quote, I think about a very special person. And we have her here today for our viewers today. Now, she puts her heart into everything that she does until it overflows. She is a coach, she is a speaker, and she is a phenomenal master fundraiser. So please welcome a lady full of compassion, Glenda Sheard.
Thank you so much, Fong. It is truly a pleasure for me to be here today. When I think of your experience, your excellence as a coach, as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, most recently as a best-selling author, I can't tell you what a privilege it is for me to be here today with you. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Now, congratulations on all the great work that you've done, especially with youth leaders and the community. I know you do a lot of community service and charity work, and also your work with the Strathcona County Library, and also with the work that you do with coaching and mentoring individuals on self-confidence and effective communication and their public speaking skills. Now, tell us a little bit about who you are, what do you do, and what inspired you to become a coach and a speaker?
Thanks for asking, Fong. I am an individual that is known for my passion. And of course, as a fundraiser for Strathcona County Library, I am very, very passionate about literacy. And I've had the opportunity to be able to teach and lead some of our younger patrons in the Toastmasters International Youth Leadership Program. The program helps youth build their confidence. When you watch a youth come in and they may be lacking in confidence, and after they have been successful in the program, you see them empowered. You see them with their shoulders back. They articulate their speaking. They listen, what I call listening louder. They can evaluate and assess much better. So they're truly gaining the most effective skill, which is the art of communication.
I'm sure a lot of people really appreciate the work that you do for them and how much empowerment you also give them, not only that other way. Now, you're a motivational speaker and inspirational coach as well. In all those instances, you have to be a very effective communicator. Now, in order for you to add value to your clients and of course your audience and your viewers as well. Now, have you always been a very effective communicator? Or was there one moment in time in your life where you go, boy, I really need to work on that communication skill? And if there is, what was that moment and what was your very first step once you realized that?
Of course, we'd all like to believe that we are effective communicators. And a true moment of change for me was during the library's campaign. I was encouraged by one of my colleagues to join Toastmasters. I was so passionate about the library. In fact, somewhat overpowering with my passion. I joined Toastmasters and very quickly learned that listening was equally important as my passion. Because when you are listening louder, you are hearing things that you perhaps would not have captured before, which allows you to be able to assess and evaluate and have enhanced communication with your individual. And at that time, I started to see our fundraising campaign, money was going up on the thermometer. And I accredit my listening skills, being able to find the fit for the donor. Of course, I thought it was all about our library, our needs to achieve the fundraising goal, but more importantly, it was why would our potential donors make an investment in Strathcona County Library? The ultimate answer was literacy and taking people, giving people opportunities in whether it be newcomers to Canada, youth, taking them to the next level in whether it be in their reading, in their confidence, helping seniors, isolated seniors come to to the library for various programs. So I have had the opportunity to see, again, through enhanced communication, what it can do not just for myself, but also for our donors, our patrons, and all of the people around.
Well, that's very great insight. So remember, listen louder. And that's not something we always hear about, because how do you listen louder? And she really demonstrated how you can listen louder. Now, as you developed all these great skills within communication, and as you grew in the speaking and the coaching realm, was there one instant or one good example where you go, wow, I really did effectively communicate, I really did connect, where the client or the audience or your student, they actually got so much value, they go, wow, that result was phenomenal?
Just last year, I had the opportunity to be a keynote for one of the colleges in Edmonton, and it was for health care aides. And the topic was compassion. Compassion, of course, for their clients, compassion for each other, but most importantly, compassion for themselves. So, of course, the subject was quite serious. My aha moment, where I knew that I had captured my audience, was at the end of the conference. I had invited them to come and join me in a picture, because in my keynote I had talked about, of course, compassion, but also the importance of laughing at ourselves. I was overwhelmed when so many of the audience came to have their picture with me. And of course, not only did I have a clown nose, but each and every individual also put on their clown nose. So I knew that they got what I had delivered about compassion, but also the importance of investing in themselves and laughing at themselves.
As a master fundraiser, I'm sure that you face a lot of challenges, mainly because one of the things that you're actually selling is a charity or a cause, where the product is the feelings and the emotional ties, and not an actual product or an item that you take home. Now, how do you effectively communicate or connect with the people, the organizations, or the companies to contribute large sums of money for your foundation?
Fundraising. Many of my friends and colleagues have said to me, I don't know how you do it. I could never ask for money. Well, as a fundraiser, the most important skill that you have is passion. Passion for your cause. And then being able to convey the needs, of course, of your fundraising, but also meeting the needs of your potential donor. And you're right, Fong, it is based on that emotional, that heart feeling. And you think, well, how could a corporation have a heart feeling? Well, in today's day and age, many of the large corporations are looking for engineers, for lawyers, for people with various and diverse skills. With the cause that I was raising money for, literacy, that equates into every profession, everything that we do. Now, you had referred to, I'm not sure if it was big bucks. Something that I learned during the campaign was, of course, you want the $100,000, the $200,000, the $500,000 amounts to help you achieve your goal faster. But most importantly, I learned that each and every dollar, regardless, helped you $1 closer to your fundraising goal. I had many experiences where seniors would come in and they were so proud to donate their $10 or their $20 or $25. And our thermometer, we had a fundraising thermometer, and each and every dollar ultimately helped us get closer to our goal. And we were very, very fortunate because individuals, organizations, and corporations not only helped us achieve that fundraising goal, but succeed our goal.
Wow, that's absolutely great. And I'm sure when you see your goals being reached, you must feel just amazing when you see that thermometer just keep on growing.
It was so exhilarating. Something that you had touched on was communication. And it was really important, again, to communicate our message and our needs with our prospects and our potential donors. Back to listening louder, meeting the needs of the donor. But something that is equally important is appreciation. Gratitude to each and every person that helped you achieve that goal. It is critically important. Everyone, you, me, everyone wants to be valued, to be appreciated. And I believe that our donors knew that we couldn't have done it without their support.
Lots of support is very important. It's very important to support yourself, to have lots of people around you who can support you with your cause and what you do, and just being there for those people as encouragement and motivation, and just that support is just very, very important. Now, I believe that there's some things that you really have to think about, or some techniques, or some secrets or tips that you must have right before you go up on stage, or right before you're talking to a client. Could you share with us maybe that secret or that technique that you always think about?
Something that I think about before a keynote address or meeting with a client is that I'm nervous. And people go, well, how is that positive? Being a little bit nervous keeps me on edge. It keeps me sharp. It also keeps me humble and reminds me that whether it be clients or donors, without them, I have no one to communicate, to listen louder, to evaluate, to appreciate.
Well, that's very good tip. So just be a little bit nervous, and you'll be on edge, and you'll be ready for stuff to come in, and you'll always have a great experience, and you know you're gonna jump over that comfort zone, because that nervousness that you have will always let you push a little further. Now, there's a lot of people out there who believe, I don't need to work on my communication skills, I don't need public speaking, mainly because the work that they're in don't require that kind of skill set, or because they're shy or afraid. Now, what would you say to these individuals, and what would you think that simply communicating better can impact their lives in the day-to-day process?
First and foremost, I believe that every person needs communication in their life. Whether it be our relationships with our colleagues at work, our relationships at home, with our friends, the better communicators that we are, I truly believe that enhances our leadership skills, and regardless of the position that a person holds in their career, we all are born to be leaders, communication being the key.
Now, if there was one thing that you wanted our viewers to take away from this interview on effective communication, what would that one thing be?
Communication is critically important for each and every individual, regardless of our position within our careers. Communication with your spouse, with your children, in our community. The more effective communicator that we are, the more effective that those around us are as well. Whether we are coaching, whether we are speaking, or whether we are in a leadership role.
So what is one thing that you would like your friends, your supporters, your viewers, our audiences to know Glenda for? That one thing that you want to know, Glenda is...
The most important thing that I want people to know about me is that I am Daryl's mom. My son taught me so much about kindness and compassion. How we can, by reaching out to others, and we have that opportunity every day, many, many times. There are so many people around us that may be struggling with different challenges in their life. And by simply smiling or perhaps brushing someone's shoulder and saying, "How are you doing?" Just showing that extra compassion and kindness. So I will always feel very, very blessed that my son, Daryl, taught me more about kindness and compassion. I saw that in my son when he coached baseball. He coached a girls' baseball team. And he would come home and say, "Mom, girls cry about absolutely everything. What's wrong with women?" And of course, being a woman, I'd say to him, "Oh, you can't go there with me on that topic, Daryl." And of course, girls can be very emotional. They would cry, they would laugh, they would scream. And it was my son that was there first to lift them, to encourage them, to laugh with them. And he would always say, "Pretty girls don't cry." And I'd say to him, "But Daryl, I think that's putting a lot of pressure on them." And he said, "Well, Mom, they all used to hug me after and tell me, 'Thanks for lifting me today.'"
Wow, that was an amazing story, and I'm sure a lot of people out there can see the compassion and that kindness just coming out from your heart as you're telling that story. And we're just going to do a little quick 5-question rapid fire, and for our viewers to get to know you a little bit more. So number one, if you had a choice to spend time with one historical figure, who would that person be and why?
So many people. Abraham Lincoln. I would love the opportunity to be able to spend time and interview Abraham Lincoln, of course, being a president of the United States. And why? Abraham Lincoln, he was mostly self-taught. Do you know that he became a lawyer? He also lived a life of many, many challenges. He had lost a child. He also lost his wife. But he was bound and determined to succeed and to make a difference for others. And indeed, Abraham Lincoln did. He was instrumental in stopping slavery in the United States. So I would be so privileged, empowered, and honored to be able to spend time with Abraham Lincoln.
Wow, now Abraham Lincoln hasn't been here for many, many years. So imagine that he was actually here right now. Where would you actually take him to? Which location?
Here in Strathcona County, where we are today, we have a lot of history. Do you know that the settlers came by wagons and settled here in Strathcona County? And I believe that Abraham Lincoln would want to know more about the history and culture right here in Strathcona County, Alberta, Canada.
Now imagine this. You are part of a circus. What role would you take? Are you the ringleader? Are you the lion tamer? Are you the trapeze artist? What would you do?
The ringleader, the lion tamer. I think that I would want to be the ringleader. Not because I wanted to be the most important individual, but because that would provide me with the opportunity to work with an entire team of experts and performers, and I would be able to lead them while they stole the show.
Great. Now the next question is, if you had a superpower, what superpower would that be and why?
If I was to have a superpower, if I had a superpower, Fong, I would love to have the ability to feed every child, every person across the world. That would be the most gratifying thing that I could ever do.
Wow, that's a very, very honorable superpower. Now, we're going to get to that part of the interview here where we're going to play What is Success Like? And for our viewers, What is Success Like is a game we're going to do where I'm going to ask her what is success like. She'll choose a card, and on these cards there's lots of different items on them, and she's going to relate success to this item. Are you ready?
Sure am.
Okay, so Glenda, what is success like?
Success is like a gumball machine. In life, just like a gumball machine, there's so many different colorful experiences. And as a small child, we're looking at a gumball and we are looking for a specific color. Just like in life, we are looking to achieve specific goals. Also, a gumball machine, when I think of gum, life can get pretty sticky, just like gum. But we have to be able to power on, to be able to stick that gum in our cheek and know that there are other colors tomorrow, a better day, a sunny day. So a gumball machine to me signifies success for each and every individual. We just have to find the coin, put it in the machine, and will that we're going to get our favorite color.
Well, thank you for that. And so remember, find that special gumball machine and get that gumball that you've always been looking for, because success is like a gumball machine. Now, thank you very much for your time here. I know there's a lot of people out there who would like to connect with you, who would like to ask some questions or find you for your services as a coach or a speaker. What is the best way for our viewers here to get to know you and contact you?
You can contact me through my website, and that is glendasheard.com, which also has my email address there as well. On Twitter, at Glenda Sheard. And I have also a blog, and that is Daryl's Mom, DARRELSMOM.
Okay, great. Thank you. Now, remember to connect with Glenda because she has a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of wisdom that she can always share. And so that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for your time. Remember, today is the day where you can unlock your potential. We'll talk to you next time. Thank you.